Might as well start early. Hello, folks, and welcome to the Megamets podcast. Tonight is our prediction and prognostications for TNA's Bound for Glory 2024 from the Wayne Field House in Detroit.
This might prove to be an interesting show because before that, it seems they'll be inducting several people into the TNA Hall of Fame. One of which is Rhino, and the other is the late Bob Ryder, a former online wrestling journalist who was also one of TNA's co-founders.
Didn't know that about the guy.
Yeah, until his passing in 2020. God rest his soul.
Anyway, let's kick off the predictions with the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. 20 people will enter this match. We know that Frankie Kazarian will be number 1 and AJ Francis will be number 20. We only have about another handful of people that are known. Jason Hodge, the Laredo Kid, Jake something.
Yeah.
Who the other 14 or 15 are, don't know yet.
They're keeping it a mystery at least. I don't know who's going to predict on this one.
Sami Callihan was another one that was announced. Anyway, elimination occurs when you're thrown over the top. Both feet hit the floor. Once it's down to the final 2, it turns into a one-fall match. Last person standing wins a trophy that will guarantee you a title opportunity at any title you want for up to a year.
It's like Money in the Bank for TNA.
Yeah, except this one, it's fair game to go after any title, and it's gender neutral.
That's surprising.
Well, when you consider both men and women are in this match, it's not really in hindsight.
Yeah.
Why do I smell a rat with this one? And his name is Frankie Kazarian, especially when you consider the main event. But we'll get to that in a bit. I'm taking Frankie to win this. Who are you going with?
I'm choosing Sami Callihan.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's been at the top of the mountain. You want to do this next one?
Okay, this is the second one. This is also in the pre-show. Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance will take on in a tag match against Zaya Brookside and Brinley Reese.
This is mostly centered around the Zaya versus Ash feud. And to be honest, it's not really all that compelling for me. But then again, seeing as how YouTube decided to cut the membership program down at the start of last month, I've basically been left in the dark on TNA for the last month.
Just wow.
But then again, I get it. You weren't making a lot of money off the membership.
What can they do? They try.
Still, I love that membership.
I don't blame you.
If I'm going to pick, I'm going to say Brookside and Reese. What are you going to pick?
I'm also picking Zaya and Brinley.
Next up, for the TNA Knockouts Tag Team titles, now I do want to stress that it could go either direction from this point on up until we get to the top of the card. But let's just say we start from going up from our last match, and we go to the TNA Knockouts Tag Title match. Spitfire, Danny Luna, and Joni Threat making their second defense against Rosemary and NXT's Wendy Chu.
It's actually Wendy Chu. Oh yeah, you got it right. It's Wendy Chu.
This duo scares me. I mean, what does Rosemary see in Wendy that she'd take her under her wing?
I don't know.
I mean, Rosemary is scary enough. I mean, she's called the Demon Assassin for a reason. But then again, when you consider she's got an NXT talent under her, I don't think she's winning. I'm going to give this to Spitfire.
I'm probably going to give it to Spitfire. Sorry, Wendy, but you still have a lot to learn. Spitfire will retain.
Next up, you go.
What's next on the list? Because I'm following via Wikipedia, but okay, I think I can see it. It's basically for both the TNA Digital Media Championship and the International Heavyweight Wrestling title. the champion PCO versus Matt Cardona in a Monsters Ball match.
Oh boy. I mean,
Wow.
this centers around the kayfabe marriage of PCO and Steph DeLander. When Matt had their contracts written up, he basically had Steph basically treated like property. That's disgusting. I mean, seriously, how gross can you be to base? I mean, look, I am not a feminist by any means, but even I have my limits on how far I'm willing to go, even with a storyline with treating women like property. This is borderline domestic abuse.
True.
But on the other hand, could this play into PCO getting gypped out of the digital media title? I mean, the guy is incoherent enough, but when the fact that both he and Cardona are going to be spending the night locked in separate rooms with no food, no water, no exposure to light of any kind until their match comes up, can't blame me for saying that something smells rotten in the state of Denmark. Can you?
Mm-hmm.
On that alone, I'm actually going to give this to Cardona, especially if DeLander ends up screwing PCO.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where's your vote?
If I were to make an honest choice, geez, it's going to be a hardcore match. I'm probably going to pick PCO to retain.
Fair enough. Next up for the X Division Championship, El Hijo de Vikingo challenges Speedball Mike Bailey.
I can't hear you on that.
Oh, I said for the X Division title, El Hijo de Vikingo will challenge Speedball Mike Bailey.
Speedball Mike Bailey, huh? Well. This is going to be fun. For the X Division title, the Hijo del Vikingo versus Mike Bailey. This will be a fun one.
Especially when you consider I actually met Speedball recently.
Interesting.
It was at a Deadlock show. Let me pull it. Let me grab it off Facebook. Let's see. Where is that photo? W Super Battle. Too far ahead.
This will be a tough one because it's X Division, meaning high flying antics.
Here it is.
Yep, I knew it. Lucky you.
Well, when you consider he's one half of the DPW Tag Champions, he's almost obligated to pop up.
Yeah, pretty
much. As interesting it would be for international relationships between TNA and AAA for Vikingo to win the titles, I'm going to go Speedball.
Yeah. I think Speedball is going to pull it off, so I'm voting on Speedball to retain.
Next, we're going.
Now we're heading up the card.
Yeah.
So who's next on the list between these two?
Moose versus Santana, I think.
Yep, Moose versus Mike Santana in a one-on-one match.
This should have just been turned into a Motor City street fight.
That would have actually worked.
I mean, when you consider that Santana has been hell-bent on getting his hands on Moose for basically putting him out of commission for a short time.
Yeah.
And consider how Moose and the system have sort of become the cancer TNA needs to cut. Or the definitive cancer over the last 10 months. It makes sense that you want Santana to kill Moose. Every time Moose seemed to have the upper hand on him. Would I think any time this would be any different? I don't know. But I'm hoping it will be. I'm going to go Santana.
Yeah, figures you would make an interesting choice. Yeah, I think Mike Santana will pull it off.
Josh Alexander against Steve Macklin. Recently, Alexander's recruited two guys that have popped up from Canada, and they formed their own little faction called the Northern Armory. They Pillmanized Eric Young, and now Macklin's out for blood. It's weird because most of his career, I've never really pictured Steve Macklin as a babyface. I think he does his best work as a heel. Know what I mean? Know what I mean, partner?
Yeah. Let's see. Who's going to win this one? Is it Alexander or Macklin? This might be a fun one. I'm just going to say screw it and choose Alexander.
I'm going to go Macklin.
That might work. And now we head further up the card for the TNA Knockouts Women's title, or rather the TNA Knockouts World title.
I think it's going to be the tag title match that's next.
Ooh, the tag title match. Oh, this will be a fun one.
Since we're basically doing this in a snake pattern.
The snake pattern. I forgot. So it's going to be a 3-way Full Metal Mayhem match for the TNA World Tag Titles. It'll be between the System, Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, who are the champs, will take on the Hardys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, against ABC, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, in a 3-way Full Metal Mayhem, aka TLC.
Oh my.
Yeah. And you know the Hardys have had experience with TLC.
Yeah, but seldom they ever win TLC.
They only won one. I know. I feel bad. They could have at least won TLC back in 2000, but...
Or TLC 2 at WrestleMania 17.
That, in my opinion, was one of the best matches ever. One of the best, hands down. It just makes you, like, freaking throw ride.
Mm-hmm. ABC have never been in this match, so they're basically the heavy underdogs.
They're heavy underdogs get in a battlefield that's just, yeah.
But there's still one other X factor they need to eliminate, that both they and the Hardys need to eliminate from the equation. That being Eddie's wife, Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia Edwards.
Yeah.
Would I be surprised if I see Alicia in the Collier shot? Not really. Do I want to see her get injured or severely? No. But do I want her to see her get beaten up so badly in the Collier shot where she's basically incapacitated and removed from the equation? Yes. But there could be one other way to remove her from the equation. The return of Queen Rebby. Yes!
My, oh my, this is going to be an insane 3-way dance. A 3-way TLC dance, I'd say. Mm-hmm. But who's going to end up coming out on top? That's the problem. What to choose? Because we know ABC are the underdogs. Mm-hmm. The System are the champs because they'll most likely find a way to win it because they're going to have Alicia Edwards in their corner.
And even if she's removed from the equation, whether it be by some outside force or Queen Rebby making her return, which I think may be the case here.
In my opinion, anything can happen.
As far as I'm concerned, the System needs to fade away and classify itself as obsolete. And if being bound for glory is what they desire, they'll be bound for deletion. Delete. Delete! 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 Yeah!
Let's see. What's the best choice of music for this tournament?
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, Piano Sonata, 14 Out Moonlight, or Moonlight Sonata, 3rd movement.
And it will be wonderful!
Yeah, I'm voting the Hardys. They need to at least win one, at least.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm going the Hardys as well. Jordynne Grace versus Masha Slamovich for the Knockouts title. These two had a barn burner at Bound for Glory 2022, but unfortunately for Slamovich, she came up short. Now,
yes, she did.
Payback.
Indeed.
And as far as I'm concerned, Jordynne's run has gone kind of dull.
Indeed.
If there's any time to get that belt off her, it's now. You can't drag it out any further. I mean, It's quite obvious
Yeah.
she probably won't be defending it at Turning Point at the end of November when I'm in Winston-Salem while I'm at WrestleCade. She's probably not going to. If she holds on to it through Bound for Glory, she's probably going to retain a Turning Point, hold on to it, past Final Resolution in Atlanta in December, and at worst, she's not dropping it until Hard to Kill. Killing January 25. This is the best time to get that belt off of Jordan. I'm giving it to Slamovich.
What to choose? Okay, it's between Jordan and Masha. Masha wants blood. She wants revenge, and she wants that title by whatever means.
Mm-hmm.
But Jordan would probably retain. So you know what? I'm picking Masha. Jordan probably had it for a while. So I'd say
about 9 months.
Yeah, I think it's time for Masha to get her shot. And now
to the main event.
Yeah, this one's gonna get ugly real fast.
Especially when
you have the TNA World Champ Nick Nemeth.
Hold on before you don't say it yet.
I'm not. I'm gonna stop right there.
Now you can say it.
Anyway, the champion Nick Nemeth will face off against his challenger Joe Hendry for the TNA World Championship. To make matters worse, Frankie Kazarian will be the special guest ref. I'm not a fan of this.
The theme song or Kazarian sticking his nose where it doesn't need to be?
Maybe.
Which one are you not a fan of?
Neither.
You could have said you're not a fan of both, but whatever. I mean, yeah, I get it. Joe Hendry's theme song is an annoyingly catchy little earworm.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I do agree. If Kazarian wins that Call Your Shot gauntlet, we've got worst case scenario. Whoever wins this match, he's going to play the role of a vulture to the carcass and pick apart the champion and leave Detroit with the belt in hand. And that's what worried me when I found out he was going to be the guest ref and in the Call Your Shot.
Yep. Who's going to end up winning this match, honestly?
Well, I said it was too soon to put the belt on Hendry at Slammiversary. I said to save it for now, for Bound for Glory. We're at that time. Pull the trigger. The fans will be waving their hands from side to side and saying, "We believe in Joe Hendry."
Oh, yeah, well, I'm putting my vote on Joe Hendry.
So am I. Then again, we also got another elephant in the room that's popped up recently. John Layfield.
JBL. What the hell's he doing?
That's what I can't figure out. I mean, he popped up at Emergence and the episode after that. So what's he doing in TNA? I can't figure this out.
I don't know either.
This match has too many X factors and red herrings strewn about it.
Not just too many X factors, but too many issues.
Mm-hmm. But the point is, if you're going to get the belt off Nemeth and put it on Hendry, do it now. And then,
may as well do it now.
And then they're probably going to put it on Frankie, which leads to a chase from tomorrow night up till, at the worst case scenario, they let Frankie hold on to it up until Rebellion next April.
Yeah.
Because he pulled the same shit with Josh Alexander and Moose back in 2021. After Moose won Call Your Shot, he waited for Josh Alexander to beat Christian Cage to become the Impact World Champion. Then he attacked Josh with his wife and son in the ring.
Yeah.
In Call Your Shot, won the title, and then held on to it up until April the following year at Rebellion in Pigsky, New York, where Josh won and went on to have the longest TNA/Impact World Heavyweight Championship reign, which he never lost because he had to be stripped of it due to a tricep tear the following year.
Mm-hmm.
But personally, I'm not a fan of recycling the same shtick. Even if Nemeth wins, they'll probably pull the same shit on him. Know what I mean?
Yep.
That said, we're both taking Joe Hendry.
Yep.
And with that, we close out another episode of the Mega Mats. Comment, like, and subscribe to our channels. He's Mega Man NG. I'm X2128. We're both signing out. Goodbye. And good night. We'll see you on November 3rd when we do our full Power Struggle predictions.
Oh, this might get ugly.
Especially when you consider that the event's on November the 4th, the day before the fucking election.
Mm-hmm.
See you, Jose.
Later. Take care.
You too.